Welcome back to Space Cadets. I'm stood outside an old aircraft hangar near Ipswich, and in there is the state-of-the-art shuttle simulator that was used in Space Cowboys. Somewhere over, sort of there, I would think, are a group of space cadets who believe they are in Russia, and over there is Jay's Cafe that serves a very decent full English Monday to Saturday, and I have to say there is rather a cheeky waitress down there, and I asked her a couple of days ago for some brown sauce, and she sort of bent. OK. Anyway, the point is the space cadets are not going into space, but they don't know that. That is their bad news. However, their good news, and of course they don't know this either, is that if they were genuinely in Star City in Russia, they'd have to go through the living hell that is the zero-gravity plane ride. Now, apparently spaceheads call this the vomit comet, which takes me neatly onto my next item. Before the break, we saw the recruits put through an exhausting schedule by Val, the KGB's version of Mr. Motivator. After a physical and mental workout like that, you'd have expected the cadets to have slept like babies, and so they did, until events took a nasty turn and things started going in the night.
It's the middle of the night, and all is not well for one of the cadets.
Hey, Steve, hit the lights, hit the lights.
All right, in a sec.
What am I doing? Steve's in sick leave. Shit, Pete.
I'm going to move that way.
Very open, this office.
No, I'm looking at my box.
A very big box, Steve.
You've been up all night, Steve? Has it just come on suddenly? Be careful.
Right? Just go sit down outside in the bed for a bit. Perhaps get him a bowl or something, so if he wants to be sick, he can be sick into it.
Yeah, let's squish.
Andrew, Paul and Billy are sitting up with Steve.
Do you want some water? Because I think it's best for you to get us all out in one fucking good go.
No, it's let him get the liquid out. He's got to he's put water. He's just going to spew it straight back up.
Yeah, that's
back up.
That's what he needs.
But I think what we want to do is give him a couple of strepsils. Maybe a bacon sandwich.
20 minutes after Steve starts being ill, a producer enters the barracks.
I'm one of the producers from Channel 4.
Wow.
I've come to take Steve out because obviously he's not very well. We're just slightly concerned with vomiting and diarrhoea. Obviously that's quite highly contagious and we don't want you guys to get ill.
Yeah.
So we're just going to take him off somewhere else just until we know what's wrong with him.
Yeah, seems alright, doesn't it?
Steve,
Yeah, I'm going back to bed now.
Right.
can you stand up for me and I'll take you out?
Steve!
I'll get you to the doctor. As quick as you can, that's it. That's it, keep moving.
So there you go, you wonder what doctors have been fanning around at. If you're feeling ill tomorrow, a couple of strepsils and a bacon sandwich, you'll be fine. So Steve's sick, the recruits rally round splendidly. It's just the sort of team spirit you'd expect from a close-knit bunch of astronauts. All for one, and one for all.
Yeah, he's had a fucking rough ride of it. Charlie ripped off his toe.
Oh, mate, that's true, actually.
Yeah, and now he's been sick.
Ripped off his toe, collapsed, been bench pressed by Val.
He's been bench pressed by Val. Bless him.
I think that's a liberty though. He went to the toilet and was sick and didn't tell anyone.
That's a fucking right liberty, man.
Yeah.
Because that jeopardising us all, man.
Do you know what he said initially? I was sick last night. And I'm not even funny, I think he was, but you don't get that confused with...
Seriously, when he said that, I was about to fucking elbow drop him.
No, he was ill.
No, Paul, but seriously, I mean, I was like, what did he say? Didn't you think he switched the script and said, oh, I was sick thingy morning?
Yeah.
And he probably was sick last night, and if he was, I've been fucking chatting to him, face frontal, even though my immune system's pretty fucking strong.
I mean, he'd love to it, though. Fuck.
Could have told me.
No, but he could have told me because I'm fucking underneath him.
Oh, he fucking guffed, didn't he? That will seep through the mattress into your face.
No, all it means is that he just jeopardised most of us if he's really, really ill.
Okay, I can now unsurprisingly reveal that Steve is out. Mission over, aborted launch, or more accurately, aborted lunch. He'd simply missed too much training. He was relocated to a nearby travel lodge to convalesce and regrow that toenail. However, I'm delighted to say he's hobbled in to see us tonight. You're right there, Steve.
I'm feeling much better now, thank you.
Okay. Now, how has Mission Control explained your exit to our cadets?
Well, they basically said that because I'd been away for so long and missed so much training, it'd be unfeasible for me to go back in. But personally, I'd had a genuine case of gastroenteritis, so to go back in, expose the cadets to that and possibly ruin the whole show was just something I wasn't prepared to do.
Okay. Have they bought this line, do you think, our cadets?
Oh, yes, definitely. There's much sympathy rallying round and even got a nice little get-well card off Cheryl.
Well, it turned into quite a nice, good little bonding exercise again, didn't it?
Yes,
to get them
it
feeling
did.
like a team, which is good. They share adversity and they kind of supported you, though. It's a good thing.
Yes, my illnesses bring people together, which is definitely good for the
Any
world.
regrets? Do you wish you were still in there?
Yes, I do miss the camaraderie of the people in there. It was a cracking bunch of people.
And they're having a good time, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an amazing adventure to go on. It's better than any ride I've ever seen.
Oh, definitely, definitely. The chance, even for one of us to go and sit in the simulator like that is definitely once in a lifetime experience, and I'm sorry I'm going to miss it.
OK, I'm sorry you're going to miss it too, but that was Steve. Thank you very much indeed. Back to the lecture hall and a lesson that is less a case of a giant leap for mankind and more of a short, tragic walkie for mankind's best friend. For the record, everything you're about to hear and see about the dog is true. Everything about the monkey is false. Nonetheless, you might want to, I don't know, set your hankies to standby for this one. It's a bit... Have a look.
Neil Armstrong had made the giant leaps of mankind. Man's best friend had made many, many, many more giant leaps before. Can anyone tell me who the name of the first?
Leica,
You guys have been studying stuff. It's very good. She was our hero. She became the first orbital cosmonaut aboard the Russian spacecraft Sputnik 2 in 1957. In the early days of research, the Soviets used 9 so-called space dogs to perfect all aspects of space travel. These dogs were involved in a multitude of tests. One experiment involved the dogs testing spacesuits in depressurized cabins designed to stimulate the zero-gravity environment. Leica was a good dog. We loved her very much. She was one of many stray dogs that were snatched off the streets. Through these tests, scientists were able to establish that all of the dogs that they were training, Leica was definitely the number one to go up in the Sputnik 2, and as you can see, flying through space. The Sputnik 2 was designed to jettison its nose cone. And in jettisoning the nose cone, there was 2 major catastrophes. The first was that the detonation didn't occur as planned. And while the nose cone successfully separated, the propulsion unit did not engage. And aside from that, a little bit of insulation foam came off, heating, to save from the heating. These twin disasters caused the satellite's thermal control units to malfunction, and temperatures inside the spacecraft rocketed to over 40 degrees centigrade, with Leica inside. As the craft's interior temperature rocketed, the mission control screens monitoring Leica's progress went into overdrive before finally flatlining, as the little dog from Moscow finally succumbed to the stress and the heat. Later, on April 14th, 1958, Sputnik 2 crashed out of orbit and burned up on re-entry into the worst atmosphere. Leica was cremated. There's a monument erected in her honor. It's just outside Moscow. Apparently, the Dune song million miles from home was dedicated to Laika's memory. There she is.
So it's
Listen. Did you listen to words? It's about life. Unlike the earlier Sputnik craft, Sputnik 5 was designed to withstand re-entry to the Earth's atmosphere and was equipped with parachutes to facilitate the safe landing of its four-legged crew. It's very hard. 40. On board were the Russian dogs Srelka and Belka. Both dogs returned safely, both of them, these two. Both returned safely with their landing capsule, making Srelka and Belka the first living animals to survive orbital flight. It was generally the Americans who used monkeys and chips in their pioneering research into space travel. However, Russia did produce one historic ape, who I'm delighted to say we have here at Star.
Is that
That's him.
Is that the actual one? Is that him?
On October 3rd, 1958, a squirrel monkey named Minsky became the first Russian animal to successfully pilot her capsule back to Earth, where she became a national hero. As a mark of respect, we've stuffed her, basically, and put her on display. She has become her own monument. This was Minsky's space nappy. It's been cleaned, but it's a little dusty, but it's right here. When you see Minsky in the hallways every day, it would be good for you to pay respect. It's just, you know, she was there first. She walked that path before you. It's because of her you're safe. Minsky's exploits and heroic status led to the naming of the city Minsk in her honor. Did you know that?
No.
An entire city is named after this. As you know, animals have played an extremely important, valid role in the history of space exploration. So, if you don't mind, we just take a moment of silence to remember all those that came before us. They paid the ultimate price. But now we can say it's safe.
You little monkey woman. Whoop. You know the weird thing about that lecture? All he spoke about was dogs and monkeys, right? Well, I am now in the same training building, and in terms of animals, the only thing I can smell is bullshit. After the break, the cadets are drilled in communication skills where even the most unlikely events must be anticipated.
Can see Rambo and the Fonz doing a high five.
Perfect.